See the mill, an illness in the village of the will.
A poisoned well, a ringing bell.
Disgust, disgrace, with nearly everything in place.
In Hollywood is nothing good. The marble temples made of wood.
The templates, too, the idle Dagon stuck in glue.
A certain bet and neural net, the Russell paradox inside your set.
Our rural ease and honeybees, returning money on the lease.
CB, your friends were all effete.
Antheil, this film of yours about Lafitte.
They fucked each other in the ass.
And on the grass, those pirate lads.
Let's go. Our hen went running with the bulls.
CB, could any of them pay their bills?
Lamar, I've nipples here to sell.
Antheil, and they had stories they could tell.
CB, who's this Lescaut? I'm sure not anyone I know.
Lafitte, a pirate, get that in your notes.
Bassoon, put Harpo Marx in quotes.
EP, when I was young, George worked for me. We're stuck here in this DVD. Desktop, laptop, box of chips. Mainframe swallows up our fame. Bits of code all recombined. The sen might just as well be rhymed.
CB, the past. Antheil, at last.
Lamar, too long is late, but not too far.
Plain text ciphered, stare by star.
Says, steer does it by stare. Mio's prime beef qui était sur le toit is either going up or coming down. Whatever not is now is not now, not anyhow. Old Mac, iron bomb appended copy to a copy and said copy that repeats itself plus copy of that copy and original all hypercarded glut of metallipsis. Boot again, you fruit. It's nipples, not in Naples. Lafitte, not with your feet. Buccaneer, a Bayou waterway, a privateer, 123 pirogue, and Andy Jackson too. New score.
She says, and that was limbo, not that bimbo text. Try lingo next. Try glossing ALU, angel capital, AI, and ASR. Try haptic interface and PGP and qubit, Luddite, if you like. But total touch environment is on the way with virtual sex, though Hetty gets the parts in all these films. As for me, I ended up at MIT in some robotics lab, but that comes later on. In between comes Fredman cracking Purple and Los Alamos and CB's pirate flick with George's score. And yes, my own dear, sweet, dumb ex out riding on his charger from Auteuil, brandishing his relic of a saber from that Franco-Prussian war, and straight into a column of advancing German tanks. Never underestimate the new technologies. The place is in your face. Strange to think CB had made his first commandments in the very year of the new men. The rest, perhaps, amendments. And some justice there in Dolly's Deli east of the Chinese. On Murrock Sands and the Mojave, Ramses and 300 chariots, a golden calf, the laws and orgies, all the Israelites, the Pharaoh's city, and an avenue of 20 sphinxes worked out the techniques to blast the Paris avant-garde and pull the Samson shears, put them in Hetty's hand. All downhill for Paris. Everybody in LA. Sell out or be sold into some exhibition of degenerates. Collaborate and sing like Edith Piaf or the Chevalier.
They told me she was working on tortilla flats and just broke down completely when the news came in about the war. The journey over on the Normandy with Louis Mayer, who had offered her a job. An old Cole Porter who kept whispering, oh, you're the top, and it's the lovely, and experiment, right in her ear had made her pretty optimistic in a gray, grim world. But on that day, she walked right off the set and right past Spencer Tracy, Steinbeck, and a lot of them still costumed as that simple little waif from Mexico and saying, "Find me George Antheil. We're going to sink the Herzenbergers and the Krupps with my torpedo."
That they tried to do. And for a while, I toted around their template, patented by George and Hetty Kiesler Markey, which was briefly once her married name. The post-war world was confusing and a little flat for someone like myself who left her husband fishing off Le Havre to join the brilliant entourage that pitched its diachronics across time, but came to grief in rhyme. For a girl like me without a mother, born as a machine, I'd always had a mortal fear of Philistine. I went to Princeton first and showed the figures round the Institute, where only the eccentric Baricelli took an interest. We played four hands at George's early compositions, sitting side by side at one piano. I think he'd seen my film.
He said, "Your mutant language has evolved by crossings and selections, just as species do. Take one of my cards, a symbiogenic birth entirely from the numbers, operating on their own in simula on DEC Sys10. But here it is, product of a B-math symbiont or parasite. Give it to Lamar. Your friend's piano-rolling weapon maybe didn't end the war, but it could end the world. Its progeny will be evolved in ways you cannot see, and you yourself deserve a Gödel number for your pains." He said, "Are you alive?"
I thought he was a little nuts, but kissed him anyway, before we drove to town for Samson on a local screen. And there she was in all her glory, with that hunk mature, who wielded for sure the jawbone of the ass against his enemies, just like it says in Judges. Judge us, that's what we said in Paris, if you dare. And did they dare? Did they draft 1,000 barbers just to cut our hair? Who but we could best put forth the riddle of the lion's carcass and the swarm of bees? We caught 300 foxes, put the firebrands to their tails, and loosed them barking in the standing corn. Such corn there was, and kit. We dwelt then at the top of Etam Rock, which crumbled in the end and made us exiles. Had they done their plowing with our heifer? Did George's hair grow long again, grinding in the prison house of Paramount? Hetty played the harlot for the Philistines, but that was all an act. I hear they keep old prints of Lehrman and Ballet Mecanique in some dark archive where, like Mondo with his prints of Exstasy, they turn each other on with the clips cut from the body of our work. At MIT, they want to know what makes me tick. I blip and flicker, but I turn no trick. They're racing with the Japs at Honda to perfect their human motion simulation software and a clumsy biped toddler they call Dick. I don't tell them much. What floundered first on Flanders Field wasn't Plaice, in any case. Nor where jockeys rode against the panzers crossing near Sars Pottery, the undefended river Meuse. That other river that I love still passes Troyes and Melun and our shiny, hungry, haunted city of Between the Wars, before it loops through Normandy and past Rouen to empty in the sea. Someone's fishing there. He looks like you. I think I loved him once. A washerwoman, tired as I am now, stops her climbing up the endless stairs beside the Seine and looks behind her with appreciation at the view.
He looks like you. I think I loved him once. A washerwoman, tired as I am now, stops her climbing up the endless stairs beside the Seine and looks behind her with appreciation at the view.
He looks like you. I think I loved him once. A washerwoman, tired as I am now, stops her climbing up the endless stairs beside the Seine and looks behind her with appreciation at the view. There is a reception right across the way with wine and goodies. Please, everybody come. Lots to eat, lots to drink, and perhaps even lots to talk about. Yes, but the Morris Inn. It's directly across the Morris Inn, and then to the right in the, what do they call that, reception room. There will be a sign.
Were you at the training last night?